Well, within the past year, Eyewitness News has done several reports on school consolidation in West Virginia. It was just last December when the West Virginia State Board of Education approved school closings in 4 counties because of a decline in enrollment.
That's right. This drop in enrollment in West Virginia schools, it has been a big component as to why schools are consolidating and even losing financial support. Well, in August, we reported that 21 West Virginia schools closed their doors last year due to having less than 50% occupancy. The West Virginia Center on Budget and Policy notes that more than 70 public schools have been closed since 2019 and more expected to close with the fast rate of closures. One nonprofit launched a new website to keep track of public school closures all around the state.
Now, if you take a look here, the yellow counties have approved public school closures this year and last year. The solid blue counties have approved school closures for this year and next year. And the striped counties, well, they've either didn't have a proposed school closure or had ones that did not get approved. Now, despite losing public schools, West Virginia counties to suffer from a teacher shortage. In September, we reported that the West Virginia State Board of Education noted there were more than 1,000 teaching jobs opened despite 21 schools closing last year.
Now, we are now seeing that rural counties are suffering the most from the consolidations and teacher shortages. And tonight, Roane County school consolidation meetings continue. Altogether, public comment before final decision is made regarding that possible consolidation of Geary and Walton elementary middle schools into other county schools.
Our Shelby Burrow, she was at that meeting tonight and has the latest on what the county school board is hearing.
All of the children in Roane County are going to be impacted by this. All of the schools, all of the teachers, all of the staff will feel this impact.
More consolidations are on the table in West Virginia. This time, Roane County is looking at possibly closing Walton and Geary elementary and middle schools and consolidating those into Spencer Elementary and Middle. This all coming after the state board declared a state of emergency in Roane County schools due to financial issues.
The report was conducted by the West Virginia Board of Education's Accountability Office. It was noted that Roane County schools had employed more staff than the state's funding formula permitted. Do we know what's going to happen to those staff members?
Yeah, so obviously when personnel season rolls around, we'll run the RIF and transfer process, and the staff actually gets to take a vote on how that gets handled. Should the consolidation go forward, that's how that would work. We have to make really tough choices and decide what's best for our kids and how do we maintain the finances in Roane County schools and how are we able to serve all the children, and sometimes that means that we have to cut excessive staff. We don't feel like we have excessive staff because we're so spread out and so spread thin.
Roane County Superintendent Michelle Stellato says Geary and Walton usually have around 200 students, but those numbers continue to see a decline.
We'll probably lose more children because that's a really far bus ride, and we have schools in Kanawha and Clay and surrounding counties that might be a closer option. So again, we're chasing a moving target.
A big concern parents have brought to the table is just how long those bus rides to and from school will be, making those school days even longer.
It's going to impact the daily lives of every kid in those communities, whether it's the ones that have to travel for over an hour, or just even my son. We live right beside the school, but he's having to change schools, transition.
Stellato says the buses are going to bring the biggest impact to students if these consolidations happen.
43, I think it was 43 routes, and we're down to 28. So the biggest impact of doing this and having them to only run 1 hour means that it can't go to everybody's house anymore. And so there are children who have to find a way, and guess where those children are? In the deepest parts of our county.
For many in the school system, there are still unanswered questions.
How long do they have in the evenings if they're traveling all that time? How can they participate in extracurricular activities? We participate at the school all the time. We're actively involved in the school. Are we going to drive in here during the day for activities? That's a significant impact.
The next public hearing will be held at Spencer Middle School on Monday, November 3rd at 5 p.m. In Roane County, Shelby Burrow, Eyewitness News.